this was our best practice since we've been in Greenville. We got to practice like this, and we can't, do it sometimes. We got to practice like we practice all the time. We got a little bit of help from the weather. It's beautiful today, but we've got to practice from start to finish, special teams, offense, defense, like we practice today, and we got to coach like we coach today.
So what made today so much different, anything?
There's a lot of attention to detail, as was said earlier, but just the game week. We put in a lot of time to this point on Western Carolina, and today we had probably 2 or 3 days to put this thing together, and our guys, they responded well.
Practice was great today. We took care of the ball. We had a lot of energy, a lot of juice out there. Everybody was locked in. Is what we tried to. It's game week now for us. Even though it's not officially game week, we're put into a game week mode right now.
After watching the tape from Saturday, what was your assessment of the scrimmage?
You know what? We had a couple drops. We had 3 or 4 really bad throws that didn't give receivers a chance to make a play. The defense played better than they had played, and you put those two together. And we weren't as happy as we wanted to be when we walked out of there. When we watched the film, there were still a lot of good things out there.
Who's standing out in the backfield to you?
Anthony Scott standing out. You got Devin back there. The freshman back there is doing well. We got to have 3 running backs ready, so we're going to at least have 3 back there every game.
Have you figured how you're going to use James Summers exactly?
We're going to use James Summers as many different ways as we can, and I think when you show up on Saturday, you'll see the different places he'll be in the game and what he'll be doing. He may or may not have the ball, but he's going to be in there and he's going to be an effect on the game.
How was practice today?
It was awesome. It was cooler than a lot of the days we had in the summer, so we moved around pretty well today and felt the breeze for the first time, so it was good.
What makes you such a threat in the red zone?
Oh, because I love to score. I don't go backward. I always go forward. And I just have the thrill to go and get points on the board. And I can block in the red zone too, so that makes a bonus for that too.
How much experience do you have catching the football?
Well, I have great experience. I catch the football every play, being a quarterback, so my hands are pretty well.
I agree. It was a crisp practice. We executed very well on both sides of the ball. Completed a lot of passes, and limited the mental errors. So it's the type of practices that a winning team has.
All right. Who's standing out to you on the receiving end?
Oh man, that's a very tough question because we have so many of them, and they really all are doing such a great job. And the main guys have done their thing, but even some of the role players have really stepped up as well. So that receiving core is just way too large and talented to just pick out a couple.
How much Western Carolina exposure have you had so far?
As a quarterback, throughout the summer, you scout all your opponents out. So I've done a fair share of study on them. Today was kind of our first day of going up against the scout team with them too, and we watched some film. So, we have a fair share of it. We think we kind of know what's going to happen, but really the first game it's unknown. So we're prepared for anything.
What would you say is more demanding, a 2-a-day practice for fall camp, or having regular practice with class as well?
That's tough. I would say a 2-a-day. It's more taxing on your body physically to come out, practice all day, and then come back and put the pads on again. But you can't sleep on class either because you got to get your academics straight.
How do you feel you're adjusting to your new role in the offense?
I feel like I'm adjusting well. It was a struggle at first, I think most people don't understand that, there's a difference between inside and outside receiver, playing the slot and playing the outside. Ultimately, they just see it as catching the ball, but there's different route combinations, reading the defense differently. So I'm just breaking it down and learning day by day. And guys like Jimmy and Trayvon are really helping me.
Zay, I want to ask you one question.
What's up?
What's the go-to pregame routine?
The go-to pregame routine?
Yeah, what gets you amped up for game days?
Okay, well, I have to have the night before. I have to have some pasta. I like pasta. I actually eat ice cream. I don't know if I should be telling y'all or telling people that, but I love ice cream. I have to have some Future, some music. I have to have Drake, and then actually, surprisingly, during game time, I kind of play more calmer music. I don't play anything too amped up because I want to psych myself out. So it's really instrumental type music and stuff like that, like Hans Zimmer and stuff like that.